We're live.
Oh, I've been unmuted. It just said that on the screen.
We're live.
Oh, hey, everybody. We're back from outer space.
I was thinking with a vengeance.
Anyways, with a vengeance. Back with a vengeance?
Yeah.
What song's that?
Back with a vengeance.
It was the one by what is his name? Scott Stapp. What's that group? Creed. It was Back with a Vengeance.
Yeah, that's
what
great.
it sounded like.
Yeah. Back with a vengeance. Look at this photograph.
Wide open.
Not everybody.
Hey, Vance.
Vance, we're back. You're back. We're all back. Who's that guy in the middle? I don't know. I have no clue who he is.
I can leave.
Oh, no.
Bye.
No one in the middle.
Oh, man. All right. We ready to start? This is one of those shows that we haven't been on in a few weeks, so we don't know what we're doing. So who knows what's about to happen? No.
So like every show?
No one knows.
No one knows.
When you're not here, we plan out all the shows in detail.
No, that's just me and Catron.
That's what Chris and I do.
That's when you're not here.
Hey, we had some fun games that we played for Christmas time. We had the weird Victorian Christmas cards, which we were going to send you a bunch of them, then we didn't. Just
forget about that. Yeah,
it's lazy. Anyways, are we ready? Okay. 3. Hello and welcome to iamGEEK. This is episode 259. My name's Ryan. I'm joined by my good pal Catron. And who's back?
Look who's back.
Chris is back.
Wow.
He's been gone for a long time. Yeah, we thought he was actually dead. It was weird. We thought he was gone.
I did too.
I put out missing papers on telephone poles.
Mm-hmm. There was this guy in this kind of like mask, this kind of like black mask. He was going around with a van, and he was like showing this like party trick. And then suddenly I was gone, and a black balloon was left in my place, and I was stuck in this basement. And this phone rang, but it wasn't connected to anything. And I kept answering it, and these kids from beyond the grave helped me escape.
Isn't that Black Phone?
Oh, yeah. So I was just watching Black Phone. That's all.
We did have the black balloon on for a couple episodes, and he was very interesting. Black balloon. He talked so much. He never once said, "It's good." And he never once said, "I'm with you fellas." He was just like, "Oh, let me give you a detailed analysis of this." I was like, wow, black balloon, you're so smart.
Yeah, the ego on that balloon, huh? Wow.
Thinks he knows everything.
Yeah. I'm a black balloon. I know everything.
Oh, man. We Catron and I were gone. Well, Chris was gone for Christmas too, but he was gone before that. We had a good Christmas. We're back. Yeah. Catron has since been to the world of Disney World, and back again. So we're all back here. This will be the last episode of 2022.
Wow, because today is the 28th.
Yeah,
as we're recording this of December.
If 2023 happens, we'll be back.
If it happens.
You never know.
Have you heard something?
Yeah, do you know something we don't?
I know many things, and I'm not allowed to say.
Are you Notre Dame?
I mean, if you watch TikTok, the end of the world is imminent.
I mean, that TikTok is the end of the world, Ryan. Come on.
Yeah. That's
how we all go down.
That's like my For You page. Like, is just like, and this means the end of the world is right around the corner, and so does this.
Mhm.
And guess
Yeah.
what? My grass is smoking in my yard, and the lake beside my house is smoking. Oh, there's a volcano supposedly near here. It's probably going to explode. So let's
good.
get out. And what else? All kinds of stuff happening on the TikToks saying that in the world
Dances. So many
there was a UFO above the sky in Las Vegas on Christmas Eve.
Well, that's just Elvis.
It was above a gentleman's club.
Well,
Hey, I mean, the aliens got needs too. I don't know.
It just sort of hung out there like all night.
Well, I mean,
all kinds of stuff happened. There has been weird UFO sightings all over the country here lately, which has been weird. I keep up with these things.
It sounds like you've been reading the papers.
I read the papers.
the Inquirer or whatever.
Yeah,
They're probably. I'm sure a lot of people got like drones for Christmas and was like, "Hey, let's go fly our drone."
Yeah, probably.
Bat Boy lives.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of Bigfoot sightings.
He's on
lately.
TikTok.
It's a crazy world.
We need to get you out a little bit more, Ryan.
Get me
That's
out.
what we need to get some prosthetics, Ryan, and make you into Bat Boy, and we'll put you on TikTok.
There you go.
Bat Boy on TikTok. He's back. That's what we need to do. $1 million idea.
All right.
I mean, you until
You
the
only
world
get
ends.
$5.
That boy sort of looks like the Hyde from Wednesday.
A little bit. A little
Which is
chubbier.
a fantastic show, by the way.
Do you like Wednesday? Or...
It's one of the, like we said on our last show that you weren't on. There were, as far as entertainment in the movies and stuff, it was few and far between for really good stuff in the year 2022.
I thought there were some good things.
Well, we know you watch weird stuff. It's fine.
Prey, another a good sequel to Predator.
I never got to watch it
Which was
because
kind of a prequel?
it was on like, was it on like Hulu or something?
It's on. Yeah, it was on Hulu.
I don't have Hulu, so I can watch it.
And like the Batman, I think you mentioned.
We said the Batman.
The Batman, but
Yeah.
Beast, I believe, was an Idris Elba movie.
That
was fun. It was good stuff. It was good stuff.
Yeah.
There's
a long year.
There's a lot of good people. Anyways, all right. So yeah, maybe we'll get more into that later. But first, I'm on the edge of my seat, wanting to know what went down on your trip, Mr. Catron.
Oh boy,
because it was you and your family and extended family.
Extended family, yes. So we had the pleasure of taking. It was
just in case he's listening.
No, we did. We had the pleasure of taking our niece, who just turned 18 not too long ago, is getting ready to graduate high school. So it's like our senior trip. Her parents didn't want to go, but they paid for her to go with us and give her the time of her life. So we did. And
did you see Vance's comment?
She sang it to us afterwards.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Did you see Vance's comment? Beast was dumb. Closest I came to walking out of a movie.
Oh
no, there's much worse than that. There's much worse. That was a fun movie. It was fun. It was a good popcorn movie.
Not according to Vance.
Well, we agree to disagree.
Anyways, okay, so your niece went with you. Did y'all stay in the same room?
So, no. So this was she's been to Disney World before, just to Magic Kingdom. So she didn't get to get the whole experience. So we were going to give her the whole experience. But we last December made our reservations for Pop Century. So we got 2 rooms, 2 reservations under my name and all that. And I got to make all the plans and get all that in motion. And we connected with Upon a Star travel agency with David Dollar, our friends from the Magical
Main Street
Electrical Good grief. I've got too many things in my head. Main Street Electrical podcast. And so they helped us out, and we ended up getting a discount using our Disney Plus accounts. So it wasn't much, but it was a discount. But yeah, we So we had separate rooms, but we stayed in Pop Century. So we ended up with adjoining rooms, which is awesome.
Oh, so it worked out.
It remember you
talking out. Like, I don't know if it's going to work out.
I never did hear back. And when we got there, so when we got there, I got the notification that our room was ready, but not hers. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then eventually came through that hers was ready. So, so it worked out.
Did you make her like just sit outside? Sorry.
No, we were at the parks when we found out that
okay.
when our rooms were ready. So it wasn't a big deal. Because we and I'll get to that. We got there early. So so we left last Friday, the 16th, and flew into Chicago. Got stuck in Chicago with snow. Yeah, went up and then down from Memphis. Yes, there were no direct flights from Memphis with Southwest anymore. I think there's one with Delta, but it's like triple the price of Southwest. You know? So we got stuck there for a few hours. I've never gotten caught in snow like that before. They were de-icing the planes, and that was what took so long because they have de-icing trucks, and they have to do one at a time, of course. So they did that, and they have this big cannon that they're shooting over the plane, and then they squirt this green liquid of some sort to help keep the ice off of it, I guess. And then we're on our way. So, that was the only incident going to there, and we got there fine. We got there kind of late, and we stayed at a Hampton Inn the first night because I was like, I'm not flying in the evening and staying at a nice hotel, but Hamptons are nice, don't get me wrong. We'll get free breakfast, and then we can go the next day to Pop Century. So we've rented a car, ended up with a decent car, and then went to Walmart at like 10 o'clock at night. The one on, is it Vineland Drive or something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
It's the biggest Walmart I've ever seen in my life. Have y'all ever been to this Walmart?
Probably.
It's ridiculous. It closes at 11 o'clock at night, by the way, on Friday nights. But we got there at 10. Once I saw it when we got there, I was like, can we make it out of here in an hour? I don't know. But we had this list of things we wanted to get, our breakfast and snacks and all that. So we went in there. We made it out in time, no issues, but we parked on the wrong side of the building. Apparently only the door on the opposite side where we parked was open. And again, this is the biggest one I've ever been to. So that was fun. But so anyways, got that all taken care of. Went to Magic Kingdom the next day. But before we went to the Magic Kingdom.
Do tell.
And before our trip, I learned a lot about Genie Plus. Because we paid for Genie Plus a long time ago when you could add it onto your ticket. So it was only $15 per person. And I almost got rid of it because everybody's like, you don't need it. You don't have to have it. But I'm glad I didn't, because you do have to have it. But I watched a few videos by a YouTuber named Ear Scouts. I don't know if y'all have ever seen him before, but he's pretty good. And he goes through all the parks and talks about how to do Genie Plus, and talks about playing the Genie Plus slots. If you're familiar at all with that, if you're familiar with doing the virtual queue or anything like that, where you have to you pull down to refresh when you first trying to get.
Okay.
So it's not just that first initial one you're grabbing, but because of a change that they made about a week or so before we left, you can now modify your Genie Plus lightning lanes after you get them. So the benefit for us going at the time we did was that we could just grab whatever we got for the lightning lane that we were trying to get. We could just book it and then keep playing the Genie slots by sitting there and pulling it down throughout the day and get better times, which we did. And it worked out great. It does sound annoying, but it was kind of fun at the same time, because it's like I'm gaming the system and I'm going to get this better. I get a better time than what I originally got. And it does drain your phone like crazy. It's ridiculous. But there were also these cheat sheets that I found on another site that says these are the lightning lanes that run out the quickest. Like the first thing in the morning, these should be your priority. And for those who have not used Genie Plus, each day you want to set it up in the morning so that you have one or two of the rides you want to get. So the two most popular rides, and so that you only see those two in the so you only see those two when you're trying to make your lightning lane selections, 2 or 3, whatever it is. So that worked really well because you didn't have to scroll through all of the rides that were your favorites. You just had to go through the ones that you were trying to get for that at that time or that time of day. It was kind of overwhelming at first, but I'm glad I looked at it beforehand and learned how to get everything set up so that when I woke up at 6:30 and got myself ready by 7 o'clock, I'm still laying in bed. 7 o'clock, I do the thing, and first day at Magic Kingdom, I grabbed. I went ahead and paid for Mine Train because I was like, I know my son's gonna want to ride it. Our niece has never ridden it, so let me just pay for that one. It was $11 that day. I was like, that's easy, that's fine. So we did that, and then I also had gotten a Peter Pan that morning. So that was probably our best Genie Plus day because we were able to get onto pretty much everything throughout the day that we wanted to do, that within reason, right? There's just so many hours in a day, and we knew we were coming back the following Thursday.
Yeah.
So we did have dinner at the Liberty Tree Tavern. Sorry,
it's funny that I know you.
I know.
You were at.
I made this effort to make some notes so I wouldn't forget things, and I should have known that. I keep talking about it, but yeah, we ate at Liberty Tree Tavern. It was wonderful. Of course, the dessert was the star of the show with the toffee brownie thing with chocolate on top of it. There was a table near us that they didn't finish their dessert.
What?
I was like. It was a family of 4
you finished it for them.
So we finished. No, but the guy the server was just like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, we just can't eat anymore." It's like, what are you thinking?
I'm always tempted to order another one. Like,
I know. I don't.
How about you bring me another
tonight? I was like, could they bring you another one? Because they can bring you more of everything, right?
I've seen people get more than one, or I've asked for. The people that waiters like, have you want another one? And they're like, oh, better not.
Yeah, yeah. It would have been a little much, but it was really good. We also had the cheeseburger spring rolls and the 50th celebration rolls with pastrami and pepper jack cheese. Those were pretty good too. So we try to do on this trip a lot of new things for us too. Like it was new for her, for our niece, but also new for us. Okay,
I've got a question about the spring rolls. Since you mentioned them.
Yes.
I've always wondered what all's in the spring rolls.
Oh, it's not an Asian spring roll. So it's like if it's a cheeseburger spring roll, it's the wrapping that you would think of a spring roll, but it's inside is like this cheeseburger and cheese, a burger meat and cheese and like mustard and ketchup, maybe
mustard and ketchup,
or something. I mean, it's like it tastes like a cheeseburger. It's really good.
If it was burger and cheese only, and then maybe you dipped it in the other stuff, I'd be like, all right. But if it's burger and cheese and ketchup and all right.
Sure.
What about the pastrami one?
The pastrami one had pastrami and pepper jack cheese, so I think that was all it was. But they were both really good. We, saved money doing a snack, and then had our ice cream later as well, like the Mickey bars. Right? I know. It was like the same price as what you would pay at a normal place to eat outside of Disney.
Wow. We saved money at Disney by eating in a cart.
That's right. So we did take a break that day and got into our hotel later in the afternoon, and then we ended up riding Mine Train again and Big Thunder twice. After the fireworks, we didn't watch the fireworks. We were running around riding things during the fireworks. And like I say, we did everything. The worst part about that day, though, like again, that was probably our best day using Genie Plus because we were able to just back to back things. As soon as that 2-hour mark hit another one, and then once you ride a ride, you get another one, or you can just keep going. And we didn't get to do Jingle Cruise or Space Mountain or People Mover or Carousel Progress until until Thursday. So we caught up on all those things. Redid a few things on that Thursday. We did take a look at Tron while we were there. That was pretty cool. Go over to Barnstormer. We did. Yeah. If you go over to Barnstormer, there's a sign beside it, and you can see Tron pretty well from over there. You don't even have to get on the ride. I mean, you can see the cycles going around every once in a while. And so that was pretty cool.
You can see it on the train really well.
The train was up and running when we were there, but it was just cast members riding. I wish I'd gotten a video of the train because I didn't know 100% sure what was going on. I was like, did they open it? And I just didn't see it. But, turns out it was just cast previews, and it will likely open at the beginning of the year as the rumor on January 1. I think is what I've heard, something like that.
Wait. What will open beginning of year? Sorry, I got a new
train.
Train.
Like
Train's
the
already
first,
open.
well, not to.
Oh, no, it's open.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Because I saw
First
the trackers. The trackers went on it.
There you go.
Tim Tracker went on it Christmas Day.
Interesting.
So it is now open.
Is it different?
It goes through Tron.
Yeah, it's so different. There's people jump on the train and like steal your children.
Ooh, fun.
It's like Captain. It's like the pirates from Peter Pan. They steal your children. Actually, I don't know if this was on it before, but when you ground the Fantasyland, Peter Pan's voice comes on, and he's talking to Wednesday, and then you hear him walking on the Wednesday.
And you said she's talking to Wednesday, so there was like really mixed up there.
Who is it? Peter Pan and who?
Wendy.
You were close. Yeah,
that was close.
It's close.
He's talking to Wendy, and you hear him walking on the roof of the train, trying to catch a shadow that's gotten loose.
So not just down for nothing. So that's good.
And they talk about Tron.
Yeah.
And the weird part was that they still talk about Splash Mountain. So I wonder if they're going to switch that come in a couple weeks.
Sure.
When it closes down, but they still talk about meeting all your critter friends at Splash Mountain, Brer Fox, all that. So they're still talking about it on the train that's been down.
There you go. Totally missed that, but I'm glad it's open.
They'll just put a big beep over it.
Yeah,
big long beep.
We're around the corner. You can meet up. Boop, beep, 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 beep. I'm wondering when they start refurbing or turning that into a new ride, basically. Well, overlay, pretty much. That big window when you're on the train and you can see down in there. I wonder if they're just going to block all that off so you can't see what's going on in there.
Probably.
Maybe.
So you can't see them destroying the animatronics that are on that boat.
Ripping the heads off.
Was one thing I realized too, that the timing of our trip is everything is closing in January and February, different times, right? And Splash Mountain's closing for a little bit, or for a while, not for a little bit, for a long time. Mm-hmm. The Skyliner's closing. There was something today I heard that's closing in February. Closing? Yeah, just for like a week. I mean, just like a week or so. It's just yearly refurbishment. But
long enough to pull the bodies out.
Closing in February.
Is it Bigger Thunder going down for a little bit? Like it is
for a little bit, just for just a little, like a week or so. I don't think it's a long time. But there was something that I saw that was closing in February. It's going to be closed till summer. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a long time. Oh, it was Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh yeah.
I don't ride, but on this trip, my wife and my niece both rode, and my wife was one that would never ride it, and she's like, she wants to ride it, so I'm gonna go do it. So she was the cool aunt that rode all the rides with her, like the big ones,
Have you ever been on it?
I've not. I don't do upside down.
Well, you can't.
I almost went upside down.
Can't tell.
You can't tell you're upside down. It's so fast. You're just like.
That's what she said. She's like, I don't even remember.
Upside down in Guardians.
No, you're not upside down. You feel like you're going upside down.
Chris, just play along.
I feel like
it's not upside down. It's inside out. You're inside out.
Yeah, that's right.
I wish they would change the theme to Rock and Roller Coaster. Not that I don't like Aerosmith. I think it's just due for a retheme.
Yeah, especially when the kids are like, "Who's the old lady?"
Yeah, who's the old lady talking to?
Yeah, that's true.
That's Steven Tyler. Who?
But so that first day was the worst part of that day was getting back on the bus back to Pop Century. We left at the end of the night, and so did everybody else. We walked up to the corral, and it took I don't know how many buses before we got on, but the nice thing was they kept bringing buses in. Like they found every bus they could find and we're bringing it in, and these short buses, long buses, and hairy buses and skinny buses, all these things. But
I don't want to be on
they
the
eventually got us back.
Buses, like short buses and stuff. Well, you can get 10
Well,
on this one. Come on.
One was a tour bus. It was like a regular bus that had nice seats in it. It was shorter than a regular bus, though, regular Disney bus. But so yeah, they were pulling out all the stops. It still took a long time for us to get back, but we did. One thing that was really great about this trip is the weather. This is the coolest temperature weather with no rain that I've ever experienced. We had one day where it kind of sprinkled on us right before we left, and then it didn't rain the rest of the day. And that was the last day on a Thursday. But it was around 60. The warmest it probably got was mid 60s. So we would take our coats off and we're like, oh, this is great, but it was cool most of the time. So that made it so weird, that we kept saying on the first day we were walking around like it doesn't feel that busy, even though it should be, on a Saturday right before Christmas. And it's not unbearable, right? It just feels really weird, not sweating and being crowded with people. In fact, most of our trip, it was never really that crowded until there was something going on, right? Yeah. If everybody's rushing to get to a specific ride, or if it's time for the fireworks or time for a good grief 3 o'clock parade, it's like, oh my gosh, people.
What time does that start?
4. But it was fine. But we didn't have any issues with the crowds, the traffic, or anything. It was just fine. Went to Animal Kingdom. Did the same routine with the Genie Plus. Got my couple rides. I went ahead and got Flight of Passage because I was like, I'm not waiting in that line. I don't want to do it. I'll pay whatever it is. And it was expensive that morning. Like it was $17 for the Flight of Passage passes. And then I got Kilimanjaro safaris. That was the one thing. It's real quick. Just with the Genie Plus is if you buy one and you get one of the ones part of your Genie Plus, then you have a better day. Because you've already got 2 in the bank, right? It's the days when we didn't buy one and we rope dropped something, it was like we had this huge gap before our next lightning lane or our first lightning lane was. So it just made for this like, okay, what do we do? So we had to kind of get creative and find things. And it worked out fine. It was just kind of a little bit more of a waiting game.
Yeah. Especially with Animal Kingdom. There's not a ton of stuff to do there.
There's not a ton to do there. We ran out, and by the end of the day, I was like, okay, we can get Bug's Life. It's like we walked into that. We never did do it. We didn't have to do one for it. We just walked in.
Triceratops Spin?
Nobody wanted to ride Dumbo or Triceratops Spin. I was like, come on, people.
They had a Christmas music on to Triceratops Spin this year.
Well, but...
Does your son like Flight of Passage? I'm trying to remember. It's okay.
Every time we get on it, he hates it.
Okay,
but he loves it when he gets off.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He freaks out at the beginning of it. Oh yeah, he did a little bit better, but he enjoys it after he gets settled in. And
I got motion sick on that one.
Okay.
What?
But it was because we got our pass and we were having to wait. And I looked, and there was like Everest. Oh, there's no time on this. I can go right over there. And so it was like all the way across the park. And so I went all the way across the park, rode it like twice, and then came all the way back and immediately got on that. I hadn't had anything to eat.
Yeah, that's your problem.
And that was the problem. And I was like, oh.
I can't ride Everest.
It's so beautiful.
But I can't ride Everest more than once. It makes me sick.
Okay, so my wife and my niece rode Everest 3 times.
Wow!
So we got a lightning lane for it, and then they got off of it, and they said, "I want to ride it again." There was like this really short wait, so they did it again, and then they did it again. I don't remember if it was back to back to back, but they ended up doing it 3 times. And so Charlie and I are just like walking around. What do we do? So
he didn't want to ride it.
We didn't ride it. That's fine. We were in Pandora because it was after we rode Flight of Passage, I think. Yeah. So we were in the store and we kind of walked around there, and then we finally ended up getting a lightning lane for the Na'vi and we got for them too, so that by the time they finished, they could come back around and ride that by themselves, which they're like, yay, great.
The boat one?
Yeah.
I like the boat one.
It's okay.
I like it. Nice. It's very nice and relaxing. I rode it once, like 3 or 4 times in a row, because they kept saying, "You want to go again?"
Yeah,
and I'm like,
remember
that. That's it. Even if you don't want to ride Everest, I'd say go through the line with someone who wants to ride it, because there's a lot of cool stuff. Like in the line, like they Josh Gates has a Yeti footprint,
real one
there, a real Yeti footprint that he found. Whatever.
And you can see your name on a board. Or used to. Used to when you walk in, there's these like looks like posters from the area, and your family's name would pop up on one of them saying, like you're the Catron outpost, blah 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 blah.
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't know if they still do that though. So
I don't know.
Pandora. I quick fun fact.
About
Pandora. So we know you're looking at the cool scenery in the big mountains, the floating mountains and stuff. You see those waterfalls?
Yeah.
You know? Did you know? I just found this out, and I thought I knew a lot of stuff, but I don't.
Yeah.
The very top waterfall is not real. It's just a spinning brush that makes it look like a waterfall just spins around.
Awesome.
Might as well, I guess.
The other 2 waterfalls are real, but the top one is just like spinning brush thing.
I can see that. I mean, if it's high up and it's windy, it's gonna
never gonna
shove water out on everybody. So that makes sense.
So we did ride Dinosaur 2 times, because that's one of our favorites there. I did realize why people don't like it, because they probably end up in the back row. If you ride in the back of that car, it is the most uncomfortable thing in the world, because you get slung around so much, and it is loud. It's very unpleasant. No matter how much you like it, I was like, this, I can get why people don't like it. So,
it's loud. That's why I don't like it. It's just so loud.
I have a funny picture of this girl that was in front of us that I think she knew about the dinosaur, either that, or she was just trying to make a funny face, or she was genuinely like made a scared face or something. But I'll have to send it to you guys. It's hilarious. But, that was one thing the rides that we rode multiple times, we tried to remember where the cameras were, and our niece was real fun with it too. She was getting into doing funny things, you know. There was one on Pirates of the Caribbean. Carla, my wife, was pointing at where they take the picture, you know, the flag, and she's like, "What is that?" I knew it was a picture, and I was making this face or whatever, and she's going,
when I went on Space Mountain, there was like a dad and his kid, and the kid was like right behind me.
Yeah.
And a young kid, clearly never been on this ride before, screaming bloody murder the whole time. Like, I don't want to be out here. That was the whole time.
That was me.
Yeah. So the picture's just going.
The best picture of your guys that I saw was of your son and your niece on the Haunted Mansion. That one cracked me up.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like he was smelling somebody's fart, and your niece's face looked like, that was me.
It was great. That was a great picture, because she had a genuine smile on her face. Didn't, because, I figure she'd probably smile around us to say I'm having a great time, and she said she did. She had the time of her life. But, it's that was a genuine smile, because nobody else was around.
Yeah.
But he's looking like, and we said, were you scared? He's like, no, it's the way I look. I don't know. The way I look.
The resting scared face.
It's my resting who farted face.
That's right. So another new thing that we did was when we were at Animal Kingdom, I made a reservation for Sanaa, and we had the bread service over at Sanaa at 2:15 in the afternoon. It was perfect, because every day we tried to take at least an hour break, either back at the resort or doing something,
Yeah.
And that was really cool. We just kind of looked around the store, looked outside, and took it easy. Everybody enjoyed that. So another thing I learned on this trip was to use the mouse dining. I talked about it a little bit before, and I told you about it, but it's I signed up for the month so I could get text messages, and it benefited us greatly. And what mouse dining does is you can say, alert me whenever there's a reservation for these restaurants.
Yeah.
During whatever time, for lunch or dinner or whatever. And we, I think we ended up changing a couple of ones that we had based on availability, and then getting Sanaa based on what was available. So, which otherwise I would have had to gone into my Disney Experience app and pull those back up. So that was totally worth it. It was $10 for a month, which is crazy for what it is. You're like, why am I paying for this? But if you just buy it for a month, it's totally worth it, because you during that time you're there, you can get those. So pretty cool hack, I guess.
Nice.
Pro tip.
All right. I am going to go through each day, but I'll try not to take too long. But so Monday, went to Hollywood Studios. I bought the light. No, I did not buy a lightning lane. We got the lightning lane for Slinky Dog, which I was super excited about. I made a mistake of trying to move it to a later time, because I thought, because we were going to rope drop Rise of the Resistance, I was like, it's going to take longer than I think, so let me move this a little bit. And I should have left it, because I ended up with really crappy times the rest of the day, and it just screwed everything up. But it worked out. It was all okay. I ended up moving things, and it ended up okay. But we did rope drop Rise of the Resistance. It was down when we got there. We were booking it over there, and they're like, oh, it's down. I was like, okay, well, we'll just stand here, because most of the time it comes right up, within 30 minutes. So within 15, 20 minutes, it was up, and we were on the wrong side of where they wanted people to come in. I was like, dang it. But we walked right on. I mean, basically, we waited maybe 20 minutes. I mean, you walk through, and it was like we were walking, and then we finally got to where we were standing for a while. And it was great. Same ride.
That's the first time you've been in the regular line.
That was the first time we've gone through the regular line, and we weren't wearing masks, so that was pretty fun.
How was the regular line?
It was fine. I mean, I did pull out the Disney Play app and played the. You could pick if you wanted to be a part of the Resistance or part of the First Order. So I said, I want to be a spy with the First Order. So you could go around and it has these jobs that you try to do, like to find information. And we ended up not finishing it because we got on the ride, but it was like you had to scan these special codes, but that you could only scan with the app. You couldn't just scan it normally, but you could scan it, and it says, oh, this inside this case is an outfit of a whatever, so this is where they're trying to sneak in and be their own spies, so it was interesting. I wish I could have played it more, because the app was pretty cool, the things it did on the screen. So I tried we did do the Disney Play app at a couple other places, because we ended up waiting a long time in Midway Mania. Like, it was a super long, because again, weird. Yeah, we ran into an instance where, again, since I moved things around, I kind of messed up our day, and we ended up waiting a long time for Aliens Swirling Saucers, which I love the ride, but it was a long wait for what that ride is. You're just like, oh my gosh. But and then Midway, it was 105 minutes for Midway Mania, and they kept coming over the thing saying, we're sorry due to technical difficulty. I thought they were going to close it, but it ended up being that they kept saying it's going to be delayed a little bit. Like, crap. But it ended up being about 105 minutes, and it was fine. I mean, we didn't have anything else to do. Again, weather's perfect, so it wasn't like we were sweating and uncomfortable. We got on the app, and there's these games you play and while you're in line, and it was kind of fun. They were 2-player games, so it's like you're holding your phone and you're doing things while somebody's doing something on the other side. So it's kind of neat. So definitely, if you've never tried the Disney Play app while you're in lines, definitely try it. It takes the time away, helps make the time go by faster.
You have to talk to your family, so
yeah, you could do that. You see them all the time, though, right? We did.
Just leave me alone. I'm trying to play a game on the Disney Play app.
We ate at the 50s Primetime Cafe that night. For lunch, we just had a regular lunch at the Backlot Express, just to do something. We had to eat early because we didn't have anything to do. But
Batu lunch?
No. We got a Wookiee cookie though.
There you go.
which is a big oatmeal cream pie, basically. But it's a little bit harder, But it was pretty good. We stayed there till just about close. We rode the Millennium Falcon 2 times because it went down, and we walked right onto it, and we also had a lightning lane for it, so we rode it twice. And then that's while the girls were doing Rock and Roller Coaster. We rode it once, and then they came and rode it the second time. We were engineers and gunners.
Sorry.
So that was the weird thing about it. This was going during COVID. You could just be with your family, but on this trip you had to be with randos. And it's both times we were with groups where it was like little kids were getting the first time to be on there, and we let them be the pilot. Basically, I mean, it was like, I'm not gonna fight them. It's like let them have the cool experience.
I would have fought the children. You can ask to be a pilot, and they'll just say, step aside. We'll get you into the next.
It was fine. We had fun. We had a fun time. Not a big issue. We did try blue milk. It was so the park was about to close, and we're like, it's there's the thing right there. So we didn't want to pay for 2, so we just got 1, and we decided on blue. And I thought it was good. I thought it was fine. Didn't have any issues with it.
You go on the Galactic Star Cruiser, you can get it for free,
as much as you want.
Much as you want.
Yeah, they can't give this stuff away.
Yeah,
no, people drink it like crazy on there because they're like, I paid for this. I'm drinking it all.
Well, they're slipping a little something else in there.
People put it in their coffee, and they're like, don't put it in your coffee. It's really bad in your coffee.
Yeah. We didn't buy anything. We saw a lot of people dressed in bounding costumes and doing they were probably on the Star Cruiser because they're going around scanning things and going around and doing all this. So that was kind of cool. I did have, what did I have? Shirt did I have on? I didn't have a iamGEEK shirt or anything on that day, but I did have my Living with the Landspeeder shirt for Epcot, but nobody said anything. I had my jacket on most of the time because it was too cool out.
If you had your iamGEEK shirt on,
I'm sure
too, it would be like, you're that iamGEEK guy.
Yeah.
And crystals? And they'd be like, oh, I'm just a fan.
I'm just a fan.
Yeah. I'm the other one.
I'm the other one.
The other guy. Being on at Pop Century, we did ride the Skyliner back and forth from Hollywood Studios, so that was always a pleasant thing. One thing we noticed different on the Skyliner was that one of the cars we were on didn't have as much sound as normal. Like it seems like the last time I rode it, it was all this talking the whole time. Just like, okay, shut up, So either they fixed it or I got on one that didn't work because it didn't make hardly any sounds. Because we were on other ones where it made more sounds, but totally fine. But we were, again, the weather was awesome, so it made it nice. There was one time when I had to catch up to the family, and we were going to Epcot. That was a day. It was kind of sprinkling, one of the days, and it was windy that day. And I don't know if you've ever ridden in the Skyliner when it's windy, but it sways. And I've got a video. I was sitting all the way on one side of it, so I think that was part of the issue. So because I finally moved to the middle, I was like, okay, it's not moving as much. But they slowed it down quite a bit too because it was so windy, and I was just like, okay, this is a little weird, But it took a lot longer to get there than it normally would have, but it was fine. We did have a break day on Tuesday. We ate at Chef Mickey's.
Oh,
that was so we ended up taking a lift over to Contemporary because there's not an easy way to get there, right? And we ate at Chef Mickey's. It's still family style. They bring it to your table. The characters come to you. They're not talking about changing it back to buffet until sometime in the summer, I think, or spring or something like that. Everywhere else, they've gone back to buffets that are those buffet places. But that was fine. They brought us what we wanted. We could have gotten more, but we had plenty. They didn't have Minnie Mouse, though. Minnie Mouse didn't show up that day. We asked about her, and they're like, I don't think she's coming. Like, what? You don't know? But
getting ready for Christmas.
We got to
partying last night.
We took some time to go around the Contemporary and look at the chocolate castle that they have. The castle made of chocolate that looks like a princess, one of the princess castles. I think it was supposed to be frozen or something. I don't know. And it was kind of cool because they had these little images hidden around the castle that were the 6-legged goat.
Yeah.
5-legged goat, sorry, that were these little stickers on. And there were 11 of them, so that was kind of fun. Then we went to Grand Floridian and looked at the big gingerbread house. And we rode the monorail back over to Epcot, and then got on to the Sky. No, that's not right. We went to Magic Kingdom. Went to Magic Kingdom, and they were like,
"Come on."
We got to Magic Kingdom so that we could get on a bus to Boardwalk, and they gave us some weird looks. They're like, "Already finished?" And we're like, "Well, we just ate lunch or breakfast, and we're going to go to different resorts and then go back." And they're like, "Oh, have you ridden the Skyliner?" I was like, "That's what we're going to do." But so we took a bus from Magic Kingdom over to the Boardwalk and went the wrong way to get the Skyliner, then made our way back over to the right way to get to Epcot to the Skyliner, because I've never gone that way before. And it's still getting weird looks, not coming in the wrong way, and because most people are going out to the parks at that time of the morning, but it was like 9:00 in the morning. So Charlie got sick, so we stayed in the room while the girls went to Disney Springs. I think he had the flu or something, but we just kept pumping him full of drugs and went to the parks. We're just like, let's go.
You're fine.
I think he had the flu, and you're like,
I don't know. He had a fever, I think, and coughing and all this, but we
fine.
We paid too much money to not do anything, so he stuck in. Yeah, he sucked it up, had his medicine. We actually went to the first aid booth at one point. We're like, he's got a headache. Do y'all have because they had the liquid Tylenol or whatever, and they gave us some, and that helped a lot. So
there you go.
There you go. But next day was Epcot. Again, it rained a little bit, so that was kind of fun riding the Skyliner. We did get a lightning lane for Remy, but I messed up that morning because I had Carla do try to do the lightning lane. We got her set up with it, and I was going to do the virtual queue for Guardians. And I got the virtual queue, and she couldn't get it to load. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So I just switched over and started getting the Remy one. Well, I clicked on Frozen. I was like, "I got it! I got an early one." And I was like, and she's looking. She's like, "You got Frozen?" I was like, "No, dang it! It's 7 a.m, right?" You're just like tired as can be. But so I changed it, and it was like super late in the day for Remy, and we ended up getting it changed around later because I kept playing the Genie slots, and got it. So it worked out. But we rope dropped Frozen, and then we made our way around and rode some things. Like we rode Spaceship Earth and Figment and Nemo and Caballeros, and we ate crepes at France.
Those are good.
And the one with berries. Because I got the one. It wasn't strawberry. It was like some kind of berries. I don't remember what it was. And then
the new crepe place.
It's like the quick service for the big restaurant.
Okay.
And then because they had one that was chocolate or hazelnut that my son got. Like we all got different ones. We had way too much, but that was pretty good.
I haven't been to that place. I've been to the little stand that's in France.
Yeah, no, this is right on the crepe place.
So it was good?
Restaurant. It was good. Yeah, it was fine.
I think I got a Nutella one. It was the Food and Wine Festival thing that I did. So I don't know if it's the same or not.
No, this is the one by Remy, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's in France.
Like the new restaurant for Remy, basically. Area.
I guess. I guess so. Yeah, it was back behind there a little bit. Yeah,
that's the newest place.
Okay, so we did that, and it was good. Our virtual queue for Guardians originally said 3:00. It was Group 68. Well, it ended up changing to about 1:00.
Yeah, it like goes up. It keeps like going up in time.
Well, it went backwards in time. Yeah. We ended up getting on it a little before 1:00 in the afternoon. We wrote it. Charlie was not excited to get on it. Like the more he thought about it, and he's watched a bunch of videos, and he was terrified, and he got off terrified. Like he had a really bad time, and I couldn't help thinking about him when we were riding. I was like, oh my gosh, he's probably hating this because he rode with his mom, and I rode with our niece, and she loved it, and I was terrified as well because I don't do well with roller coasters. But
I'm so nervous.
That ride was insane. Like it's nothing.
Oh, it's so good.
Like anything you've ever ridden. It's you don't know which way you're going, and it's nothing like the videos I've seen. Like I thought when I watch the videos, like I could do this. It just seems like you're kind of moving around a little bit, but no.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just moving around.
All it is. Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you
remember feel like you're going upside down at one point? No, it was supposed to be some kind of Christmas theme song. But I have no idea what it was. I was too busy going,
Run, Run, Rocket instead of Run, Run, Rudolph is the Christmas song.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Because it was insane. Like it was a lot faster going backwards than I realized it was going to be, and it goes back up a little bit, and you're just, oh my goodness, it was fun, but it was insane. Like I came out and I texted y'all, and I was like, holy moly, that was unreal.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do it again, but
still nervous about that one.
So good.
Like I'll throw up.
Nah, it was fine.
So that we with our virtual queue, we basically walked on, but you still had I think we waited about 20 minutes or so. You still go through the regular line. It wasn't a lightning lane. You go through the line, and the queue is whatever. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, I guess, but it's there. But the different loading parts are pretty neat, especially right before you get on. And the ride is 3 minutes long, 3 minutes and 20 seconds long. I didn't realize. I was reading the other day, and it's what it says. I don't know if they include like the loading stuff or not, but it's you're like, is this going to end soon? It's got to end soon, right? But no,
never ends.
Like I shouldn't do it.
No,
do it.
You'll like
it. Do it.
You'll like it.
Pop some Dramamine, you'll be fine.
Oh, I
was shaking a little bit afterwards, but just because I was just like, what is going on? What did I just do? Because again, I don't do that kind of stuff. So I think you'll be fine. It's not that bad.
I can do it. You can do it.
If you can ride Space Mountain, you can do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's the backwards thing that would make me.
Well, it doesn't. It's not really backwards, like
and spinning
or anything.
No.
And it's not really. You're not really spinning.
It's not spinning. It
more like it just kind of rotates in certain directions,
and you don't really even realize what's going on.
No,
it's
basically like there's something like here's a screen. Look at this screen over here. Now
look at anything.
Look this way. There's a story
because I'll go back in May.
Yeah.
For May the 4th, be with you. I'm hoping by then it won't be this get up 7 a.m. have to get a thing, because I'm hoping that will switch to Tron.
Yeah, it could, because it's supposed to be open by the spring. So yeah. But who knows? I mean, I was glad to have the virtual queue and not have to pay for a lightning lane, because it'll be a pay for a lightning lane, or you wait in a long line. So hope for the virtual queue. Oh yeah,
you can do the lightning lane. You can do the lightning lane for that one now.
Yeah, you can do lightning lane.
You pay for it, yes.
Yeah, you pay for it. You can do.
Yeah,
because I got the queue, managed to get it, and that's a cat food going off.
I still like it.
But it was like later. It said later in the afternoon to go, and I was wanting to get in there because my wife was going to join me later. So I paid for the lightning lane just in case. But then the time started moving back.
Yeah. Yep.
That did it.
So that was that.
Okay, what I really want to know is what you thought of Remy.
I liked Remy.
There you go.
We all liked it. Everybody that was with our family enjoyed it. I didn't. I felt like it was like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I mean, you're just moving around and going to these different screens.
It made me nauseous.
Different things.
So that made you nauseous?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like the other ride. I don't know if I should ride it.
No, it's different. It's not the same.
Different. Like with Guardians, it's so smooth.
It's
like
smooth,
you don't know.
Right.
It's like so smooth.
It's not. It's nothing like that. No,
this is one and done for me.
We enjoyed it. We had a good time with it, and there were some surprises I didn't realize, so that was good. So we did test track, which I didn't realize we had a lightning lane for test track, and I thought when you go through the fast pass queue that you didn't go through and design your car.
Yeah, you do. It takes time.
And you do. It does. It takes time, but I'd never done that before. That was the thing. It's like we've always gone past it. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
So we did that and had fun with that. I think
during COVID that was closed.
That's for sure. Yeah. But I know I wrote it the previous time before that, so I don't know. But we did it. Charlie and my niece went back to the room soon after, and the wife and I got to go to Germany and have a butter bar.
Tell me about it. Tell me about this, because I've never had it.
We were nervous it wasn't going to be enough. Like, we saw this thing, and it almost looks like a peanut butter sandwich, because it's like this cookie with Werther's caramel in the middle, and then another cookie at the bottom. It's real soft, kind of thing. And it was really good. It was really creamy, and
I want.
It's like a Werther's, but it's melted. I don't know.
Very buttery. Like
Werther's. I guess so. I mean, I guess it's buttery. I don't know what. It was good.
Giving me a buttery sensation in my
butter
mouth.
Bar. I didn't know what to expect when it, because we were looking like, where's the butter bar? And somebody ordered it in front of us. We're like, good. Somebody else is ordering.
Did it taste like heaven? That's what I've heard. No.
I mean, it depends on if you really like caramel or Werther's. I guess Werther's really. It's different than just caramel, right? It's
melt in your mouth.
Werther's. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Then
the melts your mouth,
because we didn't think it was going to be enough. We said we want something else. She's like, every time I come in here, I always get a butter bar and a marshmallow, or maybe she just gets the marshmallow. It's like a Mickey shaped marshmallow with chocolate and like caramel drizzle or something. It was terrible.
Yeah, I could have told you the black cookie with the caramel drizzle on it is really good too.
Anything else would have been fine, because this was terrible. Yeah, I think she was just trying to get rid of them. So she played us. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, take this.
But we kind of took our time and went through and got out of there before the fireworks started, and got to watch them a little bit on the Skyliner, so that was cool. That night we heard. Go ahead.
You recommend me getting the butter bar the next time I'm there?
If you probably would love it, because it sounds like you really like the Werther's.
I love their caramel corn. That's what I always get. The caramel corn. I've never tried any other treats, because the caramel corn is the best caramel corn I've ever had. When it's fresh.
All right.
You got to
get the butter bar, and then go on Guardians.
Oh no!
There you go.
Oh, gosh.
So that night we found out about the snow and ice coming to Memphis. So I made a reservation to rent a car, because we didn't have a car the whole time. We had one at the beginning of the trip, but we didn't have one for the whole trip. So I was like, let me rent a car just in case our flight gets canceled. And we kept going back and forth. It's like, are we going to just drive, or we're going to fly? Risk it. Yeah. Turns out, fast forward to Friday, I got a text at 4:30 in the morning. Somehow I looked at my phone right at that time, and our flight had been moved to Monday, the 26th. And so we said that made our decision for us. So we ended up driving.
You're a better man than me.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Because I would have been like, "Oh, we're staying extra. We're staying longer at Disney."
No. Well, I'll jump to that. So our last day at the parks on Thursday was at Magic Kingdom. We got in a little bit later that morning, 8:30, but we got a lightning lane for Jingle Cruise. I'd never done Jingle Cruise. That was pretty fun. They had the Christmas themed jokes, so that was great. We rode Big Thunder again. Just waited in line for it. It wasn't bad wait. They did Splash Mountain. The girls did. I had no interest in doing it, but
we did
a little bit of zigzagging that day, because we were kind of all over the place. But we went back to our room. They closed early that night because of a party, so we went back to our room for a little bit, and then went to Ohana that night. And we were we ended up going to Magic Kingdom, which the bus was pretty full. We barely got on the bus, and then we took the monorail, which we took the resort loop. Everybody, we were walking up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, look at the line!" because the park had just closed for the party, so everybody was going to the TTC, right?
Oh.
And they were on the TTC or the express line or whatever, and not on the resort. I was like, oh yeah, we need to go to the resort one. We need to go to the resort anyway, but I was like, it really is shorter. Why are people not going this way? But it was still long. Like we waited for two or three trains to come through. It would have been a lot longer because it was really long if we'd done the other. But there was another family near us that they were already late for theirs. They weren't going to make it in time. They ended up not making it in time, but I think they still got in. It wasn't that busy. But we made it 5 minutes late and got our table immediately, sat down, no issues. And it was good, of course. We ended up getting more noodles. That was the favorite of the table, is to get more noodles. They didn't care for a lot of the meats, and I ate all the meats.
Really?
So I didn't have any issues.
The wings or whatever?
The wings, I think the issue with the wings is that they were so sticky and messy that they didn't enjoy them.
What meats do they have?
I don't know. So there's the wings. I don't remember, like kind of spicy, but not really, citrusy something or other. I don't remember what it was called. And then there's like a little piece of steak that was really medium, like it was a little chewy, hard to
I didn't really
eat it. There was another grilled chicken breast, I guess, maybe. It was little. It was, or thigh or something. I don't know what it was.
So they don't do the skewers anymore?
It was fine. No skewers. They had shrimp, noodles, what do you call those? Not wontons, but dumplings. It's some dumplings.
The dumplings are really good.
Dumplings are really good. The ramen noodles that I need to find the recipe apparently for, because that was again the favorite. But and then I think that's about it. There was a salad too, and it was good.
Yeah. So I could have just ate the noodles, the wings, and the
wonton or the whatever they are.
Those. I could have just ate those and been fine.
So now they just bring you out little plates of meat, or how do they do this?
These skillets. They bring out these skillets of food. You can get more. It was fine. I mean, it was good.
Skewers of meat coming around, like, hey, how many pieces of meat?
Oh, like to slice it off. Oh, yeah.
Like pull it off the skewers.
Yeah.
They like
Texas
have it out there. It's just like that. And they're cooking out there in front of you. They don't do that anymore.
No, none of that. And the dessert was okay. They ended up bringing us some extra desserts because I marked that it was like we were celebrating our anniversary. That was the only one that they actually brought us in, but it was like these Rice Krispie treats that we didn't eat. I think Charlie ate one of them, but because we were celebrating, But they also brought the cake out with the bread, the bread pudding with the ice cream, with the caramel on it. It was fine. I think we were so full we didn't really enjoy it as much as we should have. But
it's good. It's a lot of food.
It's gone downhill. I remember back in the day they brought out fresh pineapple with caramel that you dipped it in.
That was the best.
It was so good. They had
I remember that.
Cocoa Puffs that you could get that were really good.
Yeah.
We were talking to the waitress about the pineapple, and she was like, I didn't know they ever did that.
Oh man.
Like in the good old days of Ohana.
Yeah.
The banana or the banana bread, the bread pudding with the pineapple in it was kind of weird. Like the pineapple was like dried pineapple or something, because it was kind of chewy in it. It was okay. And I guess it was cooked in it, so that's why. But so it was fine. I don't know that it was worth the amount of money that we paid for that meal. My gosh,
it doesn't sound like it.
It was unreal. But it was good. I just don't know that it was worth the amount of money we paid. So whatever. So we went back to the hotel. Like I say, we got the next morning, found out that our flight was going to be delayed till the 26th. Turns out we probably wouldn't have even flown out on the 26th because they had so many issues with Southwest. Over 60% of their flights were canceled that day. So I'm glad we didn't risk it. There was no way I was not going to be home for Christmas. So we, because I was like, we got gifts and Santa and all this we got to get back to
Disney.
So I went at 4:30 morning. I got in an Uber and went to the airport. Nobody there. Basically, to get a car. I just walked in to the aisle and picked out what I wanted. We got a Hyundai Palisade. which is a big SUV, and it turns out this one has leather and heated seats. All 4 seats were heated. Push button gear shifter, has the automated cruise control, so that if you get close to somebody, it'll reduce your speed. And then it also had the automatic turning, so like I could just sit back, and as we went around curves, it would turn for me and basically stay in the lane too. Like I didn't have to do anything. It was like a Tesla. It was really cool. I mean, it said put your hands on the wheel. It's like, okay,
yeah, you're supposed to keep the hands on the wheel. Though.
No, I did. It was fine. Did it have we had some pictures where I was going, hey, but do what now?
Did it have air conditioned seats? Have you seen those?
It did not have air conditioned seats. I was looking for that. I was like, because we were comfortable. Amazing. Like I didn't really need the heated seats. It was nice because my back started hurting. It was what, a 12, 14-hour drive after meals and all that, or stopping for whatever, we didn't stop to eat a meal. My son said we should stop when we get like 30 minutes out and have a sit down meal. I was like, no, it's a terrible idea. Let's get home,
Oh, we should have a nice sit down, relaxing meal, take an hour or two.
Let's go to Olive Garden.
Yeah. Or maybe this takes us stay to Brazil, and we can just have skewers of meat that we didn't get at Ohana.
Yeah. No. It was fine. I'd always been interested in taking the trip to see what it would be like. And it was fine. Like it went very quickly. Like it took us from 8 or 9 in the morning till 8 or 9 at night. I mean, it was all day ordeal. We were supposed to get home by like 6 something anyway, so it wasn't that far off.
That would have been a perfect time to stop and have a nice
and have a meal at 9 o'clock.
To a Red Lobster.
Yeah. Well, so the worst part was I kept calling the airport. I was like, y'all are open, right? Like that we can get in and get our car and all this stuff. Cause we actually parked off site, but we needed to drop the car off at the airport and then take a shuttle to get our car. And we got there and it was freezing cold. We have jackets and jeans on, but it's still 14 degrees with a negative, whatever, wind chill. And like in the teens negative, so that was kind of rough, but we finally made it. We didn't hit any ice until we were driving into Memphis or whatever from on the first part. But even then, it wasn't that bad. But
it would have been better if you had a nice sit down meal.
It would have been better. But and then we got up the next morning, went to Arkansas, and had Christmas. And Christmas was saved.
Oh, good.
By driving, because otherwise we would have. I mean, there were people lost their luggage. There's a pile. I saw a picture of a pile of luggage just sitting in this one area at some airport, and it's the Southwest says we can't do anything about it. We don't know what to do. It was really weird. So I'm just so glad we didn't even try because it could have been bad. It was going to be again the 26th and like sometime at night, 6 o'clock at night, which it probably would have been fine. Maybe not. You just don't know where the plane's coming from the previous previous flight. Because it could have been coming from somewhere up north and been delayed. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I don't know if we'd do it again unless we had that car because it was the best thing we could have ridden in. We have a van, so we could have made it. One last thing, speaking of my van, I drove home from Arkansas Monday night because I had to work Tuesday, and I hit a raccoon on the way home. And on a van, you have the bumper is pretty low to the ground, so I thought I just ran over the thing, and no, it put a hole in my front bumper and I lost parts of my car. The funny part is it wasn't far from where my wife's family is, so they went out the next day and drove out there and found the parts that I left behind of my car, of the van.
The car.
And they took a picture of the raccoon. They're like, "Here's your raccoon." It's great.
No.
So I'm in the process of filing the claim with insurance and all that fun stuff.
You get a hat out of it?
Against the raccoon?
I don't have a hat. No. I was glad in a way to find evidence of that I hit the raccoon, so that I could say that I didn't just run into something. There's blood on the side of the bumper, so it's
red person.
Yeah, it could have been a person.
I know what you did this summer.
That was a really long explanation, though, of my trip to Disney.
Yeah.
Nice.
But again, overall, I think we had a pretty good trip. Like we accomplished everything. I felt like at times my wife was going way too fast at times. Like I'm like, just slow down. But she's in her mind, I know she's wanting to get everything done and give our niece the experience of Disney, and do all these things. I think I've gotten to this point where I'm ready to just like experience Disney and not have to do everything.
Are you coming to my side? Are you coming to my side?
Felt like I think I've gotten to the point where I've ridden enough, and I would have been fine just like walking around, but it was hard, because we wanted to give her everything, all the experiences, and she got it. We didn't do any of the shows, oddly enough. Like we didn't do Country Bears. She was like, no, I don't want to see that. We didn't do Hall of Presidents. We wanted to do it, but we just never made it around there. Didn't do PhilharMagic, which that's apparently got a new scene with Coco, I think, in it.
Yeah.
But
you can watch those shows on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you really want to.
Yeah, I know. and that's what I told them about the fireworks. Like, we're just gonna go on. You can watch it on YouTube. Don't worry about it.
Well, Chris is done for the night. He left us.
We lost Chris.
Oh, there he is.
No, there was noises, and it was a cat in the sink.
And a raccoon.
And a raccoon.
Oh my god. Raccoon. It was like limping.
Well, one day, Catron, I would love for Chris to come, but I don't know if he would. We need to go just probably would. See? I knew it. See? We just need to go to Disney. Just for a week.
Me and Catron have something planned together to go.
Yeah, we're already planning something. So this can be just our
show. You guys can plan another thing.
The problem is it's gotten so daggum expensive. Like you kind of feel like you're cheating yourself if you don't go do all these things in a way, right? Because it's that's what you're there for the most part.
Yeah, we can still do stuff, but we don't have to be like I do a lot of stuff there when we're there, but I spread it out just enough where you take some breaks. We took breaks.
This one again. There were times when my wife was flying across, and we just let him go. Because Charlie's got little legs, like he's not tall enough, right? I got little legs. Have you heard that one? I got little legs. But we just gave up. We're like, we'll catch up to y'all, and y'all will be in the line. And it'll be fine, But we tried a bunch of new things and spent a lot of money, and it was good.
A guy's trip would be fun, though.
Yeah, it would be
fun. We could stay at one of the DVC resorts.
Yeah. I don't think I mentioned my parents came to see us while we were there. So on our day off, they came and we rode the Skyliner up to the Riviera and had lunch there at the quick service, and then we rode up to Epcot and then came. Yeah, it's one of the better quick services, especially at a resort. But we rode up to Epcot just to let them kind of see that, and came back down and had a good time, I guess.
Oh, they called me and they said, "Ryan,
that was the best time.
It was the best time."
I had sent them one of our magic bands. Yeah.
What?
Don't ever do that again. I had sent them one of our magic bands that we had so that they could get in to Pop Century and not have to deal with we're meeting, and they didn't have any issues. They're like, "How much did you pay for this?" It's like, "Oh, it was one of the free ones,
like $100 a piece."
Because she was like, "I'll pay you back for it." I was like, "No, we didn't pay any No,
$300."
And as good grandparents do, they slipped my son some money spending money, and he now has a first order hat. You all saw the picture of him wearing his first order hat, and he bought some Legos at one point. From
the rest of the outfit.
We didn't get to go to the Lego store, but we FaceTimed with my wife when she was there, and he picked out something. And
Nice.
I was like, that we could buy that same set in Memphis, but whatever. Okay.
I really want the Haunted Mansion set.
He only wanted Star Wars sets, so I didn't.
My son racked up this Christmas on Star Wars Legos. Not just from us, but from other people. He got the big at type
Yeah.
Clone Wars tank that has like the 6 legs, that big thing. He got Slave One, but they call it Boba Fett's ship, whatever. I know. He got
Starship, yeah.
He got another clone tank. He got what else did he get? Oh, he got the Jedi Starfighter from you. That was for his birthday.
Oh yeah.
What else? He got a bunch, and he got like 3 big sets on Christmas. Put them all together like in 2 days.
There you go.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm done." I'm like, "With all of those? I thought that would last you at least like through Christmas break." I'm like, "No, I'm done." And I got this big Pokeball. It's not Legos. It's the Pokemon.
The Mega Block.
It's so cool. You like press it and it lights up. It's like this big.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a Pokeball. It's got a button on it that lights up. It's really cool. Anyways.
You got to catch them all.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ash is retiring soon, so
that's
I heard that. I haven't told him.
He's what, 30 now?
Yeah. Oh, he's still like 12.
He's a she.
Ashley.
Well, the character, the voice actor is a woman.
That happens a lot. Mm-hmm. Bart Simpson's a she, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We did have a question in
Where?
the comments. Did you stop at Buc-ee's? We didn't stop at Buc-ee's. I couldn't.
How dare you?
Every time we saw a sign that said there's a Buc-ee's coming, it said it's 100 miles away. You can hold it or whatever.
Yeah.
But the problem was our next turn was 70 miles away or whatever.
Keep going though. You just
that could have been your restaurant that you stopped at.
We kept talking about it. It was like we need to stop at Buc-ee's. Like this trip will be complete if we can stop at a Buc-ee's. But none of them were on our path because we didn't go through Atlanta. I was like, there's no way I'm going through Atlanta. We went through Alabama and of course you go through Alabama, but went through 85 instead of 75. So that was a good trip going that way. So, but no. I'll have to try to get to Buc-ee's some other time.
Come down here.
Some beaver nuggets.
I'll take you to Buc-ee's. Come on down.
Get some beaver nuggets.
Yeah. So, and that's like the craze right now. Everybody I've seen lately on like my friends on Facebook or whatever, they're wearing Buc-ee's shirts, and then people at Disney World are wearing them, and it's like, why is it so popular all of a sudden?
We were driving around looking at Christmas lights, and someone had a big inflatable Buc-ee, like a beaver.
In the neighborhood. I knew Buc-ee's was cool.
I just don't. I guess because they've got so many of them now. They're not just in Texas, right? They're in.
Yeah, they've branched.
There's one in Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama.
In Sevierville, maybe
Crossville is the new one. I think that's in Tennessee.
I think where's the biggest one? I don't know
because it's the newest one. I think. I don't know.
Chris, look that up.
Hey
Siri, where's the biggest Buc-ee's?
Hey Siri, where's the biggest Buc-ee's? That is not right.
What's it?
Buc-ee's Cafe, Buc-ee's Wheels and Deals.
Yes, all of this.
No.
Siri's failed me.
Mm-hmm.
The best of the videos you see are where people are like, we went to this place called Busey's today, and it was
I know. Yeah. No.
It's like Walmart. Busey's is great.
Lulling, Texas, the largest Buc-ee's in the United States,
boring.
is coming back home to Texas. New 75,000 square foot travel center.
Okay, so
now
this will be the biggest one.
Under construction.
Oh, there we go. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think that's a wrap. I think
it's probably enough. Yeah, we went for like 3 hours, so I think we're good.
So 2023 is around the corner if it happens. We've already decided.
You've decided.
You need to get. Can you block that on the YouTube, Catron, in the comments?
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I got you.
You got me. All right. So 2023 is coming up soon. We'll be here with all new year with all new shows. Some of the highlights that will be just around the corner. I'm going to a yurt, so I'm sure I'll have some experiences to talk about a yurt in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like a very cool place. All the reviews are like, this is like wonderful. So it's like glamping, basically. It's camping, but fancy.
Yeah,
It has its own hot tub. It's got everything. I can't wait. We'll talk about that. In May, I will be going to May the 4th, all that stuff. I'm still trying to find a way to smuggle myself onto the Galactic Star Cruiser. Hasn't happened yet. If you got a room, if you need another roommate, let me know. I'm looking for a lost roommate.
Anyone out there?
DVC, folks.
And
you can get a discount with DVC. Did you hear about that? There's a discount.
No, there's not a discount.
Yeah. No. That's what a travel agent said. That there's like a 30% discount.
Yeah, it's 30%, but it's still like using the amount of points you would have to use is like
I understand that.
Polynesian.
But it's a discount.
Yes. So yeah, you're looking for a roommate. Let me know.
That's kind of creepy.
I've had other people be like, "Hey, yeah, come along with us or with me," and I'm like, "No, I need like a full room. Like we need 5 people in a room because then it's way down in price." Anyways, one day, fingers crossed.
One day when it's closing down.
Yeah, it might be sooner. Anyways, all right. Well, this has been episode 259 of iamGEEK. Chris is back.
Yay!
Catron survived Disney in the winter.
Nobody's sick either. Nobody got sick yet, at least.
Good.
No masks, no washing hands or anything.
Son, you don't need to wash
all that up.
That's all right. That's why we're not sick.
Just lick your fingers off. It's magical. Anyway, so we'll see you next week. Maybe next week we'll be back.
Who knows?
Just
keep watching for the alerts. You got to click that bell and subscribe. And
and join us on Facebook at iamGroup to all the info. Anyways, we'll be back. Make sure you check out iamGEEK shop on Etsy for all the new crystals, kyber crystals coming out to work in your Savi's lightsabers. There's new lightsabers out. Builds. We'll have to talk about that soon. New Savi's lightsaber builds. Anyways, see you next time on iamGEEK.
Bye-bye. There we go.
Thank you guys on
are we still here?
We're still on YouTube. Yeah. Thank you all on YouTube.
You saw our sponsor for the night on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, that was deleted, right? That's right.
Yeah, deleted. Waboop.
Oh, you're getting popular. You got this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. 3 movies you should watch from 2022.
Huh.
3 movies you should watch.
No, we should watch based on fantasy.
So
you should watch. Okay, go ahead.
Real quick, have you all seen the video where it's this cat and it sounds like the cat saying, "Well, hi."
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Well, hi. Anyway, sorry. Just reminded me with your cat music.
Yeah, she's meowing in the background. So 3 movies you should watch. You should watch Bullet Train.
Yeah, I want to watch that. I haven't seen that yet.
That's on Netflix.
Speed Train.
Bullet Train is great. You should watch. You should watch the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh,
that's the Nicolas Cage movie. Where it's actually Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage. It's great. Yeah. And then Violent Night.
I want to watch that. It's not like out anywhere else streaming.
No, it's coming to streaming soon, I think. But it's a cross between Die Hard, Home Alone, and Santa Claus.
It's amazing. That we watched Home Alone like 50 times during this trip. Every time we go back to the room, my son would turn it on freeform, and we watched Home Alone because it was always on.
Did you guys watch the Guardians Christmas special?
Oh
yeah, that was really good.
That was really good.
Yeah, and Glass Onion, the sequel to Knives Out. It's on Netflix now. That's good.
Yeah.
It is good.
Hard for me to watch those because of Rian Johnson, but I'll check it out.
Like he any other movie he does really well.
Okay,
he just can't do a Star Wars.
I saw the Knives Out. It was good. I heard that he threw a fit when they said that when they made him put a Knives Out story in the title. He just wanted it to be called Glass Onion, and Netflix is like, no, you got to put Knives Out story so people will tune in. He threw a fit. But Netflix is the boss. So you do what Netflix says. Yep.
The number one movie was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I haven't seen that yet.
I saw it. It was good. It's very different. Very interesting. And R.I.P.D. too. You know, that's a good.
Nope was good.
Was it?
Nope.
I haven't seen it because people are like, yeah, it's not good.
I liked it. I thought it was kind of a different.
You like Beast?
Different take.
So
you haven't seen Beast? You don't know? You might like Beast.
I trust Vance.
And the Netflix Pinocchio was also really good.
Really?
It's not necessarily a happy ending.
Oh.
So Ryan, you probably won't like it, but
no, I won't watch it probably.
That's good.
Did Avatar was? I've heard Avatar. The new Avatar is pretty. I've heard that.
I've heard it's good.
Visually good.
I've heard it's visually good, but
an hour too long.
Described it that. What are the shots, Christian, to this? What are the shots like when you're watching a movie and they show like a shot of scenery? What's that called?
Oh, like an establishing shot?
Yeah, establishing shot. That somebody's review was like the movie was all establishing shots with some plot mixed in. Like they would be like, and here's this beautiful thing. Let's look at it for like 3 minutes and let's get back to the story.
Nice. The one thing I don't recommend watching, Willow.
Yeah, it hasn't been horrible, but if you pretend, it's one of those movies. If you pretend it's not Willow, and you're watching the CW, it's okay.
Even then, it's just like, what time period are we in?
But it's not good.
Why is there pop songs?
Oh, that you know what it reminds me of? A Knight's Tale.
It's but done badly.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's definitely done badly. But with the music,
they watched they watched Knight's Tale and they're like, we can do that.
It's been. I haven't watched the latest. So.
It's still not good.
No.
There's some weird stuff that happens in this one, and you're like, what?
Oh, there's been a lot of those moments. I'm like, what did they do that for? Like
the whole they ended up in Brokeback Mountain at one point.
Oh no!
In one of the episodes. Oh, no. So it's just like, why are we in the Appalachians?
Oh no!
Like when did this happen?
Oh no!
Like we're in denim.
But the good news is Bad Batch Season 2 comes out soon, I think.
Oh, there you go.
I love the Bad Batch. It's a good animated series. Cocaine Bear. Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. Original story took place in Knoxville, Tennessee, I believe.
Yep.
So we all have to watch that. We've got to do it
February 24th. I'm looking forward to that.
So, Catron, you got to take Charlie to see Cocaine Bear.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, and the week before that, I believe, is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh,
to that.
I have a bad feeling about that movie. Not that it's going to be bad. I have a bad feeling it's going to be sad.
Oh, they'll probably be sad.
Which I don't want the Ant-Man movies to be sad because they shouldn't be. Because they're sort of their fun movies, the Marvel fun movies. Mm-hmm. She-Hulk canceled, not coming back. You see that?
Oh, probably.
No, there's no season 2.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I liked it. I had fun with it.
I liked it.
Another one that's kind of flying under the radar. They haven't done a lot of advertising for it yet, but Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah, they haven't done any hardly advertising.
I want to see that. Because it's got Hugh Grant in it for some reason. It's like Hugh Grant in the Dragon movie.
I watched Black Adam.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think?
Yeah, that's all right.
I thought it's a popcorn movie. It was just kind of a fun sit down, just kind of watching the fights.
Here's what I'm like. And I guess I just didn't have time to go into stuff. But you've got Black Adam, who's backstory takes place in where?
Kondak?
Egypt.
No, Kondak. That's the country it takes place in. Kondak.
But his original story is Egypt, right?
No, it's Kondak.
What? In the comics?
Yeah.
It's never been Egypt?
No.
Oh.
It's Kondak.
Never mind then.
I mean, maybe like a long time ago there was something, but it was, I believe that's the comic book thing. It's Kondak.
Anyways, Hawkman's Egypt. Other person's Egypt. What's his name? Dr. Fate. But they never mentioned like
Dr. Fate's not really Egyptian.
What?
Necessarily. He's got the Ankh, but I don't think he's necessarily Egyptian.
Anyways, I thought the movie was okay. I thought there was a lot of stuff. Yeah. I could see why James Gunn is just like, you know what? I'm just gonna start over with everything. It felt like
I'm good with the reset. Like there's just been too much stuff going on that to try and like fit all of it together now. I think it's just gonna be too much trouble to reset.
Maybe what I didn't like about it was like he comes back and they're immediately like, yep, we got to go and get rid of this guy. And they're like, but there's this evil coming. Nope. That only he can stop. Nope. We got to put him in jail. We got to not try to talk it out and see what's going on. Really good guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it had Deadpool in it.
Not really.
They made him look like Deadpool.
Yeah, the mask, the way it was made, looks kind of like Deadpool.
Anyways, it was okay. I thought it was okay.
Dr. Fate, I thought I like Dr. Fate. And Pierce Brosnan, I thought did a good job.
Oh, that was my favorite part of it. Was Dr. Fate.
Yeah,
that was definitely my favorite part of it. Anyways, all right. Well, Chris has got to be up early. He's got to go get neutered or something.
Oh
no! Just go to the.
It's time.
Catron's living the bachelor life right now. So
just for another day. I got to go pick them up tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know. Fun ends.
No more fun. No more going out whenever you can have a sit down meal. Over.
That's right. Yep.
Anyways, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody.
See you next time.
Bye.